Welcome to online classes. As part of 5th semester, cloud computing is one of the elective subject. So, I will handle cloud computing subject. Myself Gayatri Dhara, working as associate professor in MCA department, KGRL College of PG courses, Bhimavaram. This is the prescribed syllabus and you can also find it in a AKNU website. First of all, let us see what this subject is intended for and what we are going to learn under this subject. Under Unit 1, we will cover cloud computing basics, that is, what is meant by cloud computing, its overview, who are the first movers in the cloud, and what type of cloud services are suitable for an organization and which type of organization is discussed in Unit 1. Under Unit 2, we will discuss about infra as a service and software as a service. As part of Unit 3, we will develop applications using cloud service providers. And in Unit 4, we will learn how to migrate to cloud and what are the best practices and what is the future of the cloud computing we will learn. So if we observe what are the different course objectives, as usual we will learn the basics of this subject, that is cloud computing. We'll identify different cloud computing services and key concepts of virtualizations. What is the importance of virtualization? Cloud implementation and its programming languages used, cloud providers and their features. So by this end of this session, we will be able to know about basics, but total course we will cover with an outcome like, after successful completion you will be able to explain the core concepts of cloud computing. Means what are the different characteristics of cloud computing, different components of cloud computing, advantages and challenges in cloud computing. You can also understand about the development of cloud based applications and importance of managing infra in cloud computing, how to access the cloud as a service, its security and its best practices are also understood by you students. And we can also analyze various cloud programming models and apply them to solve problems on the cloud. So these are the objectives and outcomes of this subject. So let us start with cloud computing subject. This is the prescribed textbook. Cloud has penetrated in almost everything which is associated with the internet, means any application on internet is almost based on the cloud. We use many cloud services every day. For example, we will use Gmail, Google Drive, Photos. All these apps are based on the Google, Google Docs. All these apps are also based on cloud services itself. So we will first see what is meant by cloud computing. The cloud is just a metaphor for the internet, means when we draw a internet, we use it to draw around it like a cloud. So what it symbolizes, cloud also symbolizes as internet. So it is a technology which uses the internet and it manages the servers, in turn managing the data and its applications. And what is the advantage means, without installation the clients can use the applications through internet. So like this, cloud is represented in diagrams to show it as a internet. Many definitions are there for cloud computing. There is no specific definition for that cloud computing. So you can also think of the cloud computing as the delivery of different services through the internet. Different services, I mean to say, as the service might be a storage, that is storage as a service, or platform as a service, infrastructure as a service, etc. Whatever services are delivered through internet are mainly based on cloud. So these resources include tools and applications like data storage. As I said, Google Drive is one of the best example for data storage. We can store data and we can access whenever we want and wherever we want when we have internet access. So resources are hosted in data centers. We will see what is the importance of data center in components of cloud computing. So hope you have understood about what is meant by cloud computing. Just you keep in mind that we will use the resources from the internet in terms of pay and use basis. For example, in the before years we used to get a bicycle for rent for 1 hour 3 rupees or 1 hour 5 rupees. We used to get a bicycle for rent and you pay for 1 hour if you have used 1 hour, for 2 hours, like that. You may extend the time from the intended time or you may give it back before 1 hour. You will pay depending upon the usage. Like that, we will pay for the cloud services and we will use them without any problems. That is what cloud computing. So you may think of what is the need of cloud computing. So every company wants to grow faster and it will also consider the economical cost, means the company should be manageable with low costs. If it is a startup company, they don't want to spend much money on infra. Like that, using cloud computing, we can pay for the service and we use the service and no need to buy new infrastructure. You can just pay and use for the time you want. Okay, students. Even enterprise companies also use cloud services for their products and different services. Means not only the startup companies or smaller companies, enterprise, a large company may also use the cloud services in order to avoid the unnecessary infra costs. Next, examples of cloud computing service providers are Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud Platform, IBM Cloud, and many are there. Up to now, we have understood about what is meant by cloud computing, what is the need of cloud computing. Now, let us see what are the benefits of using cloud. Cost reduction. As I said before, we can reduce the cost by getting the service as infra. We can save money in the long term by obtaining the resources from the cloud. Storage increase means we can have a disk space on the service provider. When the need is recognized, we will pay more for it, and our PC need not be maintained. And highly automated means some IT department sites have no longer worry about their security purpose like that. Greater mobility means you can access the services wherever you are located. One of the benefits of cloud computing is the company hosts your application, means the cloud service provider will host your application, means they will handle the cost of servers. They only purchase the servers, they manage the software updates, and they will update it as per your requirement. Only one thing is we need to access these services via internet, and we can just use that application. So your company does not pay for hardware and maintenance. Who will pay for that? The service provider like Amazon or Google or IBM. The service provider will pay about the application costs, and we will use that application by paying certain amount. So let us see, there are many benefits are there, but some limitations are too there. For example, security. We may get confused. Is our data is protected or not? Is it hacker proof system or not? Like that we may get several doubts when our data is going from us to another location. When we are saving data in Google Drive, is it safe or not? Like that we will get some questions. So cloud also provides security to all our files, and we will learn more about this in the future chapters. Location and data privacy means where our data will be stored, how it is stored. As we have discussed earlier, is adequate security is there for our data or not? As the data is no longer in our system, we may feel that our data is secure or not. Levels of availability means whenever there is no internet connection, we cannot access our applications. If there are weak links, means internet connection is low or any problem occurred in internet, we cannot access the applications. These are some of the limitations of cloud computing. Next one is real time applications. This one I have already discussed. Google Drive means it provides storage as a service. It gives you storage, means for free storage you will get some MB, and after that you need to pay for the storage. Another important application means cloud based application is Google Docs. You take this as one activity or assignment, students, and you identify what is the use of Google Docs and how to create and use Google Docs. However, I will cover about Google Docs in the future sessions. Another well-known example of cloud-based application is Dropbox, Facebook, YouTube. Public cloud means there will be different types of clouds: public cloud, private cloud, hybrid cloud, like that. YouTube comes under public cloud. So I have already discussed Gmail is a software as a service, means whenever we are using Gmail, we are not hosting email server. From where we are using? From Google we are using that email server. So it is giving a software for us as a service. So these are the real time applications of cloud. Next, what are the different cloud components are there? There are three main components of cloud. First one is client, second data center, and the last one is distributed servers. Components means part of the cloud, parts of the cloud. So each element has a purpose and plays a specific role in delivering a functional based cloud application. Means if we consider an element client, what is his purpose and what is his role? Means he will use the application. Data center will maintain the data and they will be on distributed servers. Like this. Client computers connected via internet, data on distributed servers, and group of servers is data center. So there are three components which make up a cloud computing solution. Very important question. There are three components: client computers, distributed servers, and data center. So first of all, let us see what is meant by the client component, its purpose, and what are the different types of clients. Clients are classified into three categories. Basically, clients are nothing but computers. It might be think of as a tablet computers or mobile phones, PDAs, or a PC. So clients are the devices that the end users interact with to manage their information on the cloud. Means whenever we want to use the application, we want this client. That client might be a laptop, a mobile phone, or a tablet. Using your mobile phone, you will type that application and you will use, right? Like that, clients will act as the end users. End users are nothing but who will use the application are called as end users. We all know this. So the clients will interact and they will get the information and they may store the information on the cloud. Okay, students. So these type of clients can be categorized into three categories. First one is mobile clients, means mobile devices like our smartphones, iPhone, Windows mobile phone, etc. are used in order to get the data from the cloud. Such type of clients are called as mobile clients. If the client is not having a hard drives, just they have only the monitor to display the information, then those type of clients are called as thin clients. I repeat, thin clients are those clients that do not have internal hard drives, but they will have some display monitors to display the information. And third type of clients are nothing but regular computers. Using a web browser, we will access the application and we will connect to the cloud and we will access the application, just our PCs. So if you access the application through mobile, those type of clients will be called as mobile clients. If we access the application without having the internal hard drives, means there is no PC, only monitors are there to display the information, means we can just see the data. Those type of clients are called as thin clients. And last one is thick clients, means our regular PC is called as thin clients. Regular computer is called as thick clients. Nowadays, thin clients are becoming popular. Means no need to buy that hardware, internal hardware. So it reduces lower hardware costs. IT cost means some points of failure are there in the hardware. We need not get some person for maintenance. And security is also managed by the cloud provider. We need not bother about it. Less power consumption. There will be only display monitor. So less power will be consumed. Ease of repair and replacement means if a thin client is not working, we just will replace it with another monitor. So there will be ease of repair or replacement. We will replace it with another monitor. Like that, thin clients are becoming popular because of these advantages. The second component is data center. The data center is the collection of servers where the application is hosted. Means our application will be housed in a data center. You may think of it as a collection of servers, and in these servers also there will be virtualization. We will learn in third chapter and so about the concept of virtualization and distributed servers. Servers are geographically disparate locations, means they need not be, a group of servers need not be in one location itself, so that they can provide more flexibility in options and security, and reliable services are provided. Failure of one server will not affect the our application, will not affect our applications, means if we have problem in one server, we will get that data from another server. We will have an uninterrupted usage of applications. So topics covered in this lecture are: what is meant by cloud computing, what is the need of cloud computing, benefits and its limitations, real-time applications like Google Docs, Google Drive, Dropbox, and what are the different cloud components. Don't forget to do an activity in your mobile. Search about Google Docs, and you can create a Word document, a spreadsheet, or a PPT presentation without having a software. You check it and you do it as an activity. End of this session. Thank you.